A war veteran, Will, is desperately searching for $231,000 to pay for the urgent cancer treatment of his wife, Amy. He turns to his adoptive brother, Danny, a lifelong criminal, for help. Danny convinces him to join a $32 million bank heist. Danny needs an expert driver, and Will is highly skilled at driving any vehicle. Will hesitates at first, but eventually agrees when Danny reminds him that he's doing it for his wife. The plan nearly succeeds, but a police officer named Zach, who had come to the bank to ask a bank employee out on a date, senses something is wrong. He is taken hostage. The stolen money is packed into 4 bags, each containing $8 million. In a shootout, one of the robbers and Zach's partner, Mark, shoot each other. Police and security forces arrive and kill the entire crew, except for Danny and Will, who escape towards a garage. The police had been monitoring Danny beforehand, but because he didn't use the car with the tracker, they arrived late. Danny and Will escape with 2 of the money bags. Zach tries to escape but is accidentally shot by Will during a struggle. Will wants to save him, but Danny forces him to flee. Mark finds the wounded Zach and calls for an ambulance. Danny and Will attempt to escape through a back exit, but the entire building is surrounded by police. They hijack an ambulance that contains Cam Thompson, a paramedic treating Zach. Danny forces her to tell the police. There's a dying officer inside, so they are allowed to leave. Meanwhile, Mark realizes the ambulance has been hijacked after seeing the injured original driver. During the chase, Cam tries to escape using a fire extinguisher but is overpowered by Danny, Captain. Monroe arrives on the scene and helicopters begin pursuing the ambulance. Danny tells Will to take them to a backup car. Cam, with Danny's help, uses a defibrillator and convinces Will to donate blood to Zach, even though Will is shocked and hesitant. Danny wants Zach alive because killing a police officer would have very serious consequences. The police trace the satellite phone and scanners inside the ambulance electronically. Danny contacts his father's old criminal friend, Papi A. Martinez, for help in evading the police, offering him $8 million in return. Papi and his son Roberto prepare a heavily armed car. When Cam stops Danny from shooting Mark, he threatens to throw her out of the ambulance. The police retreat when they realize Captain Monroe's dog is in Mark's car. FBI agent Anson Clark, who once knew Danny, takes over the case. He reveals that Danny has been robbing banks since the age of 17 and that his father was also a dangerous criminal. Clark believes Danny is trying to find a way out since he didn't kill the officer. Zach's condition worsens. Cam, with Will's help, begins surgery on him despite her limited experience. With guidance from doctors over the phone and Will's assistance, she removes Zach's ruptured spleen. The phone battery eventually dies, but Cam successfully clamps the artery. The police outside remain unaware of Zach's improved condition. Clark calls Cam on Zach's phone and informs her that they are preparing to shoot at the ambulance. Cam warns Will and Danny. Danny, enraged, wants to hurt Cam, but Will intervenes. The brothers argue but later reconcile slightly, listening to music to ease the tension. Helicopters chase the ambulance into the Los Angeles River. Danny fires at them. They hide the ambulance under a bridge and repaint it blue to confuse the police. Danny gives Will a chance to escape, but Will refuses to leave his brother. Cam discovers that Will has a daughter and that his wife has cancer. Several ambulances drive out from under the bridge in different directions to confuse the police. On Papi's orders, Roberto fills a decoy ambulance with C4 explosives and sends it toward the police, along with machine gun fire injuring Captain Monroe. Mark spots Roberto and chases him down, ultimately killing him. This drives Papi into a rage. Danny and Will arrive at Papi's hideout. Papi demands they hand over Zach and Cam, but Will refuses. With Danny's help, he kills Papi and his men. Meanwhile, Zach regains consciousness and gives his gun to Cam. Cam accidentally shoots Will. Danny places Will in the ambulance. Will gives Cam some money and asks her to give it to Amy for her treatment. Danny drives the ambulance to the hospital. When he learns Cam shot Will, he becomes furious. Saying Will was the one who saved everyone, Danny threatens on live TV to kill both himself and Cam. Ultimately, Will shoots Danny in the back. Before dying, Danny apologizes to Will. The police arrest Will, but Cam tells them he saved Zach's life. The police take Will to the hospital. Cam secretly gives the money to Amy for her treatment. Zach also confirms to the police that Will saved his life.